Legion Lost Issue 1, written by Fabian Nicieza, art by Pete Woods. I don't know Legion of Superheroes. I have no current knowledge of any of them. My knowledge goes to the point of they exist in the 31st century. They do time traveling stuff, occasionally with Superman when he was a younger man, and they have rings that let them fly. That's all I got. Maybe like one or two members, but I couldn't even tell you their powers. So this isn't even just Legion of Superheroes. This is like an offshoot of the Legion of Superheroes, Legion Lost. So going into this, I had a whole lot of nothing to go off of, but I'll let you be the judge as to whether or not. No, I'll judge it, but I'll let you hear it at least. Anyway, opens up. We're in a hospital. Some dude's getting thrown into a wall while this guy is just shouting, "Stay away from me. I shouldn't be here. Don't touch me, you filthy human scum." But he's saying it in a different language that they can't understand. So then the entire clinic just blows up. That's page 1. Page 2, apparently 29 hours either later or it just says 29 hours after release. And this is Red Lake Falls in Minnesota. The time portal opens up. The team Legion pops out and they crash land. Their time bubble, which is how they travel through time, crashes and breaks, and everyone's a bit shaken up. We get a whole introduction of names here. I had to write them down separately just to remember them, and I don't even know if these are their names or their aliases or what, but there's Gates, who's like an animal dude who can open up portals. There's Tyrock, who seems to be like the leader and has harmonic control. Guy named Bryn and Orlando, bit confused by that one. He has like wolf senses or something like that. Guy named Drake, he's a ball of energy in a suit, so he has like energy abilities. Yara, she's chameleon girl, she can shapeshift. Dawnstar, she has wings, so I'm assuming she can fly. She also has heightened sensory something or another's. And Tellus, who's a big like rock monster looking dude. I don't know, maybe more like a fish with rocky patches. Anyway, he's telekinetic. And that's it. That's your team. I'm not bothering with the rest of them. Oh, and apparently the guy on the first page name was Alistor. So they crash land. They're like, "Hey, is everybody all right?" Dawnstar's thrown up in the bushes. Everyone feels a little bit funny. They're talking about a pathogen that Alistor stole and is going to release in the past, and they're here to stop him. So immediately the wolf guy goes off and he's like, I'm going to find him myself because I'm a lone wolf. And then the rest of the team's like, all right, we'll go find him. Everyone just chill. Apparently their flight rings aren't working for some reason, so it's just the people who can fly on their own go out. They catch up with the wolf guy. Oh, the portal guy also disappeared. He finally shows back up again. They get everybody together. They sort out a plan. They try to figure out, okay, well, we use the tech stuff. Or maybe Dawnstar's heightened sensory abilities. And Wolf's like, I can do that. I literally have the ability to sniff them out on my own. That's my whole thing. So he runs off, leaving the rest of the team behind to figure out what to do about A, their broken ship, and B, finding the bad guy before the pathogen, whatever it is released. Cut to, in the city, a tanker truck is being thrown at police officers. A giant monster is screaming, "I'll make you pay," in a language they can't understand, but we can as the privileged reader. Finally, after he's done crushing through a bunch of stuff, there's this little girl holding a teddy bear. And she's like, "Please, I need help finding my sister." And I guess she straight Cindy Lou Who's him and makes his heart grow, because then he shrinks down from monster form into his original human form. They found Alistor's time bubble, taken parts from it to repair their time bubble. Hopefully it's functional now so that they can get back home if need be. They think that the wolf guy's been out for too long. I want to use his real name. Bryn. Bryn's been out for too long. So Dawnstar, she gets over her sickness, flies up in the air, and it's like, shoot, we're too late. And apparently the pathogen's been released. I'm guessing that's what turned him big, but like they don't ever explicitly say that. So just the pathogen is out there. They think that if they take Alistair out of time as patient zero, it could greatly reduce the pathogen. So like they're just going to do that now instead of causing paradoxes by going further back in time. Bryn shows up. Apparently he got Alistair at some point. They throw him in the time bubble. Alistair starts losing his mind. I promised the human race they would pay for what they did. Blah, blah, blah. You get the gist of it. They go back towards the future, but something goes wrong. Apparently, quote, it's flying like a rock. Alistair's shouting like crazy, and then he starts transforming again, which is a problem because they're in a very limited space in the bubble, and he apparently can, like, you know, kill them. The big guy, whose name is Tellus, is trying to hold him back with a telekinetic shield. Gates is trying to get the portal out of the bubble, and Chameleon Girl's just trying to fight him, like, to keep him down, when all of a sudden he just explodes, and the time bubble goes with it. Four of the people make it out: Tellus, Dawnstar, Bryn, and Tyrock all make it out, and Drake. And they're like, wait a minute, what about the teleporting animal guy and Chameleon Girl? And apparently they both died in the explosion. And they couldn't find a trace of Alistair anywhere. So they're like, okay, so we're trapped back in the past. There's a pathogen on the loose. We've lost our teammates and the villain we were chasing after. What do we do now? Oh, and we also might be infected ourselves. So what do we do now? And that's where the issue ends. I don't hate it. Like, it's not the worst thing. It's just really, really confusing. Because at one point, at the very beginning, and I just glanced right over this, the guy said, man, we should have been following Alistair a lot sooner. The longer we took, quote, the harder it would be to pierce the flashpoint break wall. So they're, like, in some way aware that a reboot has happened, and they went through time through the reboot. I don't understand what that means. I'm so confused, but anyway, art-wise, it's fine. The characters are different enough that, like, even if the art was crap, I could probably still tell them apart. But each character is very iconic. They got their own stuff. Layout's a bit boring, but whatever. I can't really complain about the art at all. It's fine for what it is. If anything, I would want it to be a little bit more over the top, but it's fine. As for the writing, I'm just confused. I'm sure the people who know all about the Legion of Superheroes get this, but like when it came to that first page of just explaining why did the bubble break, who are all the people, it felt so confusing without even being that dense. I can't rate it that highly because of it. It didn't help me out as a new reader. Maybe if the Legion of Superheroes proper had been introduced before we went to an offshoot team, I don't know, maybe that would have made it worse, but it just didn't help. So overall, I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. It's not a bad book. It's perfectly fine. It's just confusing, and I'm sure that it's much better for actual Legion fans, but for someone who knows nothing about it, oh boy.